In this video, I'm going to teach you how to trim your own bangs. So as a stylist, I always offer complimentary bang trims for my clients in between haircuts, but let's be honest, sometimes you just don't want to make the time or you don't have the time to get into the salon, so you literally have to take matters into your own hands. I work in a hair salon, and I still have to trim my own bangs sometimes. So here are the steps. First, you need to make sure that your hair is clean, because if your bangs are really greasy when you trim them, they're going to shrink up a lot when you do wash them. After that, make sure you have all of your supplies. You're going to need a short, sharp pair of scissors, preferably salon ones, but your house isn't a salon, so I get it. Cuticle scissors work too. And you're also going to need 3 clips and a comb. Once you've followed both of those steps, now you're ready to start trimming. So first, you're going to take your comb and section the hair that's not your bangs back, because you really don't want to overcut anything. And then take the other side, comb that back. And then comb everything down. I'm going to take off my glasses so it's easier for you to see the actual line of my bangs. And then you're going to break this top section in half. It's going to take a little bit longer to do it this way, but you're going to get a much better result in the end. Since you've got the top half, clip that out of the way. And then comb your bangs down. Make sure that there's no tangles anywhere. And then take the middle inch section, lift it up, and try to keep your section as close to your face as possible. And then once you've got that, grab your scissors and then start with less hair than you think you actually need to cut off. It's always easier to cut more than it is to cut less. Things I learned the hard way in beauty school. So I trimmed my bangs probably 2.5 weeks ago, so I'm not needing to take a ton off. And then if that section looks good, move on to the outer portion of your eye. So if you're like me and have a pretty rounded bang, to make sure that you don't cut too far back, you're gonna angle your fingers pretty intensely. And then keep going at that angle. Also, while you're cutting, make sure that you're not cutting in a straight line, that you're doing really light point cutting, because then you won't get a super harsh line and it's just gonna lay a lot softer. So as you can see, it gets a little bit longer to the corner of my eyebrow and is a little bit shorter in the center, and that's exactly the shape that you want to maintain. So once you've got that side, move on to the next side. And then on the other side, you're going to take the same steps. So take a section just outside of the middle, comb straight down, and again, keeping your fingers nice and angled. Trim just a little bit. Drop it. If it looks good, move to the outer corner. And if you're too scared to go to the outer corner, you can honestly just trim the middle section, because it'll get your hair out of your eyes, which is really the most important part about trimming your bangs, is so you can actually see again. And then to double check to make sure that these are even, gonna grab same sections, pull straight down. So this one's a teensy bit longer. I'm just gonna go back over that. Perfect. So once you've got those, you're gonna drop your top section, comb everything down. So your bottom line is going to be your guide for your top section. So again, you're gonna take the middle bit, comb it down, bring it straight out. And then if you look up, you can see that there's a little bit underneath. So you're just gonna cut to that line. Again, using really soft, straight up cuts. Drop that, move to the next section, keeping your fingers super angled. Some people try to look in the mirror when they do it, and I find it really difficult to figure out where you're cutting. So I like to try to hold my fingers in a position where I can look up and just see what I'm cutting right in front of my face. Again, if you don't feel comfortable cutting this far out, don't do it. Just wait till you can get to the salon and have us do it for you. But since I've been doing my own bangs at home for a while, I feel pretty comfortable going out to the outside. Move on to the other side. One side usually is easier than the other, so if you're struggling with one side more than the other, don't worry about it. It's really common. So those are even. So now that they look even, comb them down again. So you can see that my bangs are a little bit heavy still right here and here. I'm going to do a little bit of slide cutting. Again, if you don't feel comfortable, don't do it. So if you want to break them up a little bit, you're going to open your scissors a little, and while you're moving, just wiggle a little bit. Don't push straight down because you're going to damage the hair strand. Also, you're going to cut a lot of hair out. So having that in mind, I'm just going to go straight down, avoiding my eyebrows, because you will totally cut your eyebrow if you go straight into them. And just wiggle and slide. Break up that section. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Get some hair in your eye. It's totally fine. I also should have mentioned earlier, I would avoid putting lotion on your face right before you trim your bangs, or you will get hair everywhere and it's not coming off. Fortunately, I didn't make that mistake today, but sorry if you got this far through the video and I forgot to mention it earlier. So you can see how I'm starting to get that nice separation on the ends. I'm gonna do a little bit more over here later, but for the purposes of this video, I don't need to show anymore. Once you like what you've got going on right here, then you can take these outer pieces and drop them down. Kind of mess your bangs up, shake them around. Make sure that there's no long pieces that got trapped in the hair back here. I recommend not cutting these pieces by yourself because this is when you can start to get into dangerous territory. So wait till you can get to the salon for a full haircut to get that worked on. Hopefully now that your bangs are out of your eyes, you have even more confidence to maintain your own bangs in your bathroom, or in my case, in my dining room.